Hey, good morning to you. It's hump day, so hopefully you got you some before you left out this morning, or at least you got some humping going on then. So, hey, welcome to Eyes on Smash Bros Radio, the only a digital award-winning radio station located in Birmingham, Alabama. If you have not done so, please like, follow, share, and subscribe to Smash Bros Radio. You can find us on TikTok, you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on Facebook as well as YouTube. So please, if you have not done so, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't done so, please download our app. We've got some good stuff going on in there. As for myself, you can find me on same thing, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and also the Twitter. So I appreciate you stopping in. Appreciate you stopping in. We're going to talk about accountability today because I think that that word has gotten lost somewhere. So we're going to talk about accountability today. You got two events coming up. You have the annual mentoring camping trip coming up on the 21st through the 23rd of June. It's going to be over at Oak Mountain State Park. They're going to be departing from Crescent Cultural Community Center. You can get in touch with Richard Cade at www.tmanproject.org, or you can look them up on Eventbrite, Bright Event. And so they have the artillery is fantastic. Let's see, on Friday, you're going to have appetizers to go grazing box, ice snack for campers from the commute to park and to dinner. Then you have dinner. You have campfire nacho bar, hamburgers, hot dogs. Saturday, for breakfast, you have egg and bacon sandwiches, links over the fire, cut fruit on the side. Lunch is quesadillas. Dinner is Southwest chicken and rice. Then you have grilled corn. Simone's Sunday breakfast is assortment of cereal and bagels, pancakes, and on foil. Lunch is turkey sandwich, potato chips, pickles, and cookies in a box. And then you're going to have on snacks, you're going to trail mix. Each mentee brings an item to make their trail mix. Granola bars, watermelon popsicle. And also, camping trip menu, Friday to go, Saturday, J Mills and 5 more. Also, if you wish to be a sponsor, they have 4 opportunities to be a sponsor. You can be a venturer for $250, which means that you can have your logo placed on event website, prominent logo placement on all event materials, exclusive recognition during opening remarks, recognition in event program mentions in our related communities, opportunity to provide branded giveaways at the events. Then you have 12 Blazers is 125, logo inclusion on select event materials, recognition in event program, acknowledgement in press releases, and 3 social media shout outs. Or if you wish, Explore is $75, which is logo and acknowledgement. So you have 3 opportunities. Now keep in mind, you can give anything that you want. You can donate anything that you want. You can donate but if you have a brand, if you have a business, if you have an organization and all, this is a way of getting recognition to your organization, to your brand, and so forth, so on. So that's the annual camping trip, the Man Project, for weekend camping trip, empowering young males with outdoor survival skills and team building activities. And you will be surprised how when the guys come back, when the young boys, young men come back, you'll be surprised at how much that little bit of a trip has changed their attitudes. And see, that's what we need today. We need to have the resources. We need to have these organizations that's going to instill in this next generation of males the what it is to be a man, what it is to have accountability, what it is to mean to have responsibility. So please reach in your heart, donate to the Man Project. And also, if you can, volunteer your services. Volunteer your services. So it's a good project. So look them up. Look them up. So on November 9th of 2024 at the Bessemer Civic Center, 1130 9th Avenue Southwest in Bessemer, OZZz, as well as Smash Bros. Radio, are sponsors of the Southern Bully Showdown. Number two, it is being presented by 1888 Bully Kennel. You can get in touch with DeWan Hall at 205-460-6435. 205-460-6435. This is a way of coming out and just learning about the breed. And also, this is a way, if you are a breeder, if you have a kennel, this is a way of networking. This is a way also of understanding exactly how the variety is located in the bully nation. I didn't know that the French bulldog was a bully, or the Cane Corso was a bully. So please come out, support. We will appreciate you. We appreciate you tremendously. Hey, if you need keys, if you need locks changed because of whatever may be transpiring in your life, get in touch with Dominique Waters at 205-997-0071. 205-997-0071. Emergency Key Services. He can get you straight. So you can contact Emergency Key Services, 205-997-0071, Dominique Waters. So please, 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 if you have any needs for keys, he's the one to contact. So appreciate you. Accountability. I think that somehow or another the word has gotten lost in translation or something. So instead of me, I'm going to demonstrate how easy it is to find stuff. What is the definition of accountability?
Accountability means the fact or condition of being accountable, responsibility.
So it really doesn't tell you what it is. So let me give you an example. To be responsible is to know exactly what you are supposed to do. Taking responsibility means that you're accountable. You take what you've done, you accept it, you acknowledge it. And so when I was being raised during the dark ages, I'm 64, we were taught early to know your place, stay in your place, accept your place. Those were the things that you understood. Everyone in the family had a certain responsibility. Everybody in the family had a certain accountability. We were held to the way that we acted. We were held by the way that we responded. We were told what to do, when to do it, how to do it. We never questioned it. Also, we were taught when we were growing up that you have an expectation in the family. The family expects something from you. It expects for you to have responsibility, to have some type of maturity. So that's how I was taught. That's how most of us that are in our 60s, 50s, and 60s, that's how we were taught. We were taught that there were certain obligations that you were required to do. There were certain obligations that you were expected to do. And we never questioned it. Accountability expands to every level of life. And it reaches from the highest level to the lowest level. Now, because of the situation, the circumstances that we are in now, we see that the accountability is very rare, and especially when it comes to those individuals of power, those individuals who we have placed in certain positions, certain offices. And so we have to get back to the foundation of being held accountable. If we voted you in because we expected you to to have us, your constituency, at its interest. We expect you to do so. But because of whatever reason, we're finding that the accountability is not there. There's no transparency. That means that you're not being honest with what you're doing. You're doing things behind the back, and then you're trying to put on this facade of being righteous and doing good and all. So, see, when you look at it in a bigger picture, it's not hard to be accountable. It's not hard to be responsible. And you'd be surprised that when you are responsible for your actions and you are accountable for your actions, you'll be surprised that there are less conflicts and less confusion and less arguments in most cases. Because, I mean, if somebody came to you and said, well, you did this and you know that you did it, the best thing to do is just anti up that you're right. I did do it. Okay. I did do it. And then what can they say? Now, it's in rare cases that people will continue, but initially they're shocked that you that you was transparent. I did it. I'm guilty. I apologize. I got caught. You set people, when you change your ways and all, it changes people because they don't know how to react. But we have to teach the younger generation what accountability is about, what responsibility is about. Because we have to hold them accountable. We have to hold them and let them know that this is what you are supposed to do. As a young teenager, as someone in school, these are your responsibilities. These are your expectations. I want you to go to school. I want you to be on time. I want you to have your homework done. I want you to make sure that you're doing the best that you can. I want to make sure that you're behaving yourself. You don't talk too much. You don't get into trouble. When you come home, you have chores to do. I don't even know if children have chores anymore. I've observed around the neighborhood where I see adults out raking the leaves or sweeping the patio or doing something in the yard. And you have three young teenagers that are playing basketball. I don't understand. I don't understand. I really don't. Because we were raised, or I was raised, that in most cases, I didn't even have to be asked. I knew that if an elder started to do something, well, I was accountable. I was responsible to make sure that I took over. If groceries needed to be taken in, I knew that when the car came up, I knew it was my responsibility to take the groceries out. I knew that it was when I got up in the morning, I had to make sure that my bed was made, had to make sure that my face was washed, my teeth was brushed, and I was ready for school. After I got finished eating, it was my responsibility to take the plate to the sink, rinse it out. And now most of the time there was hot water, or I had to wash the plate, I had to wash the dishes. When there was a larger group, when most of the aunts and uncles came over, the younger ones knew to take the plates up, take them to the kitchen and wash them. We always had a sink of hot water. Whenever anything was cooked, the kitchen was clean, sink was full of hot, soapy water, and we learned how to cook and clean up as we cooked. That was responsibility. That was responsibility. I was required to walk a certain way, to walk to school, walk back. I was expected to walk that same route. I was expected to make sure that I brought home good grades. I was expected that when company came over, I went to the back, or if there was a special show on, I could watch television as long as I didn't pay attention to what the elders were talking about, the adults were talking. Because see, I couldn't interject into an adult's conversation. No, 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 no. That was a no-no. So you were being held accountable because you were taught certain things in the family. You were held accountable. You were held responsible. Because, see, technically, accountability and responsibility are interchangeable. But can you have one without the other? Ooh, don't know. I personally don't think you can. I don't think you can. Watching the way that the kids are reacting and acting in school, I don't think there is any type of accountability or any type of responsibility that is being taught. And especially when I go to these games and the adults are there, the parents are there, the parents aren't held responsible, nor are they held accountable for their action. There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong for parents to think that they are entitled to attack a referee or to attack another individual's child. So, see, responsibility and accountability isn't being taught or not even recognized now. And it has to be. We have to hold those individuals who hold certain positions, who have certain powers. We have to hold them accountable. We have to let them know there has to be some type of transparency in what you're doing, because we don't have that now. That's why I go back to yesterday about the 2024 elections. We have to hold these individuals responsible. We have to hold these individuals accountable for their actions. You are responsible for your family. You're responsible for those younger generations in your family. You're accountable for those. You are responsible. You're accountable for their reactions, by the way they talk, by the way they react. Because I don't see it. I don't see it. And I don't understand why. But accountability. And then we ask, well, if the higher politicians don't have accountability, why should us? Why should we? Because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. And people always say, well, if people are going to jump off the off the cliff, would you? It is a cliche, and it is really, it is what it is. It is what it is. Accountability, responsibility. I was responsible and I was accountable to make sure that I was home at a certain time, make sure that my homework was done, make sure that if I had any chores to do, either take in the clothes or put on the beans or whatever. So when my mom came home, all she had to do was fry or cook or whatever. But it was my responsibility to make sure I was accountable for making sure that things were right and ready when my mom came home from work. That's where I was raised. And I was held accountable, because if I did not do it, then there was consequences to that. And see, with accountability, with responsibility, there comes consequences. Now, just because you do something because it's the right thing to do doesn't mean you're going to get recognized for it. Yes, I made my bed. Yes, I washed my face. What more do I want? Yes, I cleaned off the table. Yes, I cleaned the bathrooms on Saturday, and I took out the trash, and I brought the trash can in. That was my responsibility. I was accountable for what I did. We had to eat breakfast, and I don't think with nowadays some things have to be modified. Breakfast may be a little hard for most families. And then if you think about it, maybe I get confused with dinner and supper. I know there's a difference in them, but I can't really put my finger on what the difference between dinner and supper. But there should be a time to where the entire family sits down and they talk. No cell phones. No cell phones at the table. Completely communication going on between what's going on. General conversation. What you got coming up for the week? Have you done your homework? What's happening in school? When's the next game? What do I need to do? Because that brings the bond together. Every other Sunday, we were expected to go over to my great aunt's house in LMA on a Sunday. We were required. It was expected for us to go over there and eat lunch after church. And that's when all the family members got together and they talked. I was I was always a loner, but I understood the importance of getting together. I understood that. And that's what we need to get back to. We need to have a certain time to where, as if, I mean, that husbands and wives have a date time and understand the reason for you to have that time away from the kids. At the same time, there should be family time too, because family time is as important as a husband and wife time. The younger members in the family have to understand and know their place, their value, their worth in the family. And when they know their place, when they know their value, they know their worth in that family, you'd be surprised there's less complications, less troubles. You don't have too many outside influences. You don't. Now, teenagers are going to be teenagers, and rightfully so. And you need to allow them to make mistakes so that way they learn from the mistakes and know that certain mistakes you have major consequences. That's showing accountability. That's showing responsibility. And you can do it. And as adults, it's not hard because we know what our responsibilities are. We know what we are accountable for. And you'd be surprised at the times that the younger generation in your family are watching and observing, and you don't even know they are. They're watching to see what you as an adult does. And back during my day, you do as I tell you, not you don't do as I do. And now the child psychologists say that that's not right. Yeah, I don't understand why. You haven't earned that right to do what I do. You earn that right. So teaching them responsibility, teaching them accountability, and there are consequences that come. And you'd be surprised. Like I've been telling, 2024 is a year of changes. Is a year of modifications. Is a year of setting boundaries. Now, in most cases, some of the elders have gone. The major key players in the family are gone. The great grandparents, grandparents, aunts, uncles. You may have a few sprinkle here and there, but the core members are no longer with us. And what they did, you don't have to do. And like I told you before, you have to hold certain relatives accountable. And what mama and daddy allowed you to do, that's cool because you were mama and daddy's brother and sister. I'm not going to allow you to do. Again, because you have that one aunt that has a mouth on her, that is an opinionated, and understand there's a difference between having an opinion and being opinionated. Having an opinion, you don't care what people think. You don't. You don't care if they like it, you like it, you don't. Being opinionated, you're going to believe this. This is what I believe, so you're going to, no, baby. You're always going to have that one aunt that's always going to be the poison, that's going to have that toxicity. And you don't have to put up with them no more. Because your mama, that's your mama's sister or your daddy's sister. And you cannot disrespect your aunt and your uncle while your mama, and you're not really being disrespectful. You're just letting them know what mama and daddy allowed you to do, I'm not going to allow you to do. And you know, there's always that one uncle that's either drunk, or that one uncle that is too touchy, too feely. And everybody knows, but they don't say anything. They allow it to occur. Everybody knows that there's certain uncles that you do not allow your children around for whatever reason, because you don't hold them accountable. There's that one aunt that's always has her mouth and always starting mess because she was allowed to do it. She wasn't held accountable for her actions. Same way with your siblings. Some of your siblings were treated differently than you. Well, you don't have to put up with that no more. What was a tradition when your mom and dad and the elders were living, you don't have to do anymore. 2024, being held accountable, being responsible, modifying, changing, setting a new course. What's best for you and your family. And if you don't want to be the main house for every holiday, don't be the main house. Hold everybody else accountable. Nope, this year, this is the last year that holidays will be celebrated here. People don't clean up. People come in late. They come in late. They take home 6, 7 pots or 6, 7 plates. Nope, not no more. Somebody else is going to have to take it next year. I'm responsible. We have always been responsible for the ham and turkey. That's what we will always be responsible for, and that's what we will bring to somebody else's house. And there's going to be pushback. Understand that because they're not familiar with it. And most of us don't like change. Most of us don't even like to be held accountable or responsible. So it's time. It's time. Make things better for you. So, what you gonna do? It's Wednesday's hump day. 2 more days before the next month. January, February, March, April, May, June. 6 months. Half of a year is gone. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Make the remaining 6 months the best that you can. Appreciate you coming in. Again, if you have not done so, please like, follow, share, and subscribe to Splash Bros Radio. If you have not done so, please download our app. We would deeply appreciate you. Know your value. Know your worth. Know that you control everything about you. And most importantly, know that I love you more than I love my luggage. I'll see you Thursday. Y'all take care.